All right, y'all boys. Today we have another video for the CB Tape Lab family. Today we have Kelley Jones. That's him right here. Kelley Jones from Mississippi State. Y'all, one of the most underrated corners in my opinion. I mean, maybe he do get the media attention, but not enough as to what he should be getting, if that makes sense. 6'4", probably 200 right now going into the summertime. 6'4", 200. As a true sophomore last year, had 2 interceptions, 30-some tackles, and 11 pass breakups. And if you guys really watch a lot of his tape, I just watched 3 or 4 full games containing Mississippi State these past couple of days. His technique is just ridiculous. It's so consistently good. And like I said, 6'4", 200. With the technique and speed he has, I mean, he could probably be drafted in a true 3 years. You don't need any more. He should be going high for a second round. You feel me? But anyways, enough of the yap. I apologize. I'll show the full clip, full speed first. And then we'll go ahead and break it down. And you know me, guys. I'm a big first phase of the ball type guy right here in these first 5 yards, right? So, boom. In this clip, he's going to be doing motoring technique, right? He's going to utilize the motor technique. Boom, that false step forward, right? Always in the motor technique, you always got to do a false step forward in order to get enough momentum going backwards because the receiver is going to be screaming out, right? Boom, receiver. He's doing a little jump dance, basically a split release, right? A soft little split release. But anyways, false step forward. Show it a couple times. Boom, boom, right? Get that momentum going back. And when the receiver does declare his release, which is to the left, an outside release, right? Kelley's going to kick off this left foot. And notice how he doesn't cross his feet. Y'all, I've watched so many reps by him over the past couple of days. He does a phenomenal job of not crossing his feet over in his kick slide, which takes years of discipline, right? Boom. You guys see what I mean right here? Like, look at this image right here, and this foot's going to go up in the air. He's going to push off this again before getting into a run, right? Let me just show it a couple times. Boom, kick. It's just teach tape, y'all. Just take a mental image, screenshot in your brain, whatever you have to do, but try and replicate this, right? Boom, kicks off. And at this point, I mean, you guys know I'm a big feet guy, right? Feet first, hand second. Look at when he gets a finger on the receiver. He probably should have threw a little jam right here while he's on the top, right? But he doesn't put an arm down till 20 yards down. He does get shoulder to shoulder before he looks back for the ball. That's a big thing on this clip as well, right? Gets shoulder to shoulder, arm length away, before he locates the ball. Like I said, I'm a big feet first guy, hand second. Starts right here at the 40. Probably right here, it's okay to just do a little, you know what I'm saying, with the left hand and just a little shove. You don't want to keep it on because then he could just fly by if he wants to cut inside, right? But good job keeping his shoulders parallel to the sideline, right? That's a pretty good job. I'll show it in full speed one more time. I mean, it's just a teach tape of a rep, right? Like I said, could have got a jam earlier, but great job at the end of the ball. All right, y'all. So this is going to be the second clip. I have 4 total clips for this video for Kelley Jones. He's obviously right here, right? I don't want to go over this clip for too long. It's sort of the same as last time, except this one is a pure inch kick in the goal line, right? And one thing I really like about this clip, I'll play it all the way through. One thing I really like about this clip is that when you're in the goal line, the receiver only has from right here, obviously 10 yards, right? And plus 3. So he has 13 yards to run that fade route, right? So there's no need to ever open the gate, right, and expose yourself. In the goal line, you can always remain patient because he does not have enough real estate to work with, if that makes sense, right? So that's why he does a great job. Like, even right here, he is still square because he cannot run 20, 30. You cannot get beat 20, 30 yards down when he only has 10 yards to work with, right? But anyways, though, enough of that. Let me get to it. Boom, pier, right? You guys see that right foot? Boom, pier step. And then he's going to get a couple inches in, right? And that first inch is pretty big, but at the end of the day, y'all, he's 6'4". His steps are going to be a little longer than ours, right? His stride, his steps. But boom, he settles into an inch. And what I really like, though, y'all, is he's keeping his feet active and hot, right? And he's not doing too fast of an inch, but he's keeping them active. He doesn't have dead feet, right? If you have dead feet, you're going to get beat. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? That rhymes for a reason, right? Dead feet get you beat. But Boom. Receiver's dancing. Receiver's hips are still square, and so is his, right? Once the receiver declares an outside release for fade ball, right? Once again, y'all, he's going to kick off this left foot, and I apologize for the bad quality. Hopefully you guys can still see his legs. Boom. You guys see the right foot though, right? A lot of the people, that left foot's just going to cross over the left. He kicks off the left, plants that right foot, and kicks off the left again. Let me show you again. Boom. Kick off the left. Boom. You guys see how his legs don't? Right here. It's the same image that I paused at in the last clip. Y'all see this? Boom. Take it back from top. Pier, inch, kick, and then we're going to get chest to chest, right? I think I have a better angle. I sure do. All right, bet. Boom. Chest to chest and locate the ball. He sort of tips and deflects it right there, and then the ball accidentally hits. He did deflect it, and the ball accidentally hits his right arm, but he does play through the arms for a second time on the way down, right? I mean, it's just teach, tape, rep. Let me zoom in one more time. So I can, just one more time so I can show y'all the full clip. Yeah, just teach, tape, rep. Great defense. All right, y'all, this is the cover 3 play I was talking about. I'm going to put a lot of circles and lines up, but it's just your traditional cover 3, right? He's going to have the middle of the field. He has his third. Kelley Jones down here at the bottom, he has his third. This guy and this guy are both going to have their curl flats. One's the safety, one's the nickel, I'm assuming. But they have their curl flats, and then these two backers have their hook curls, right? Don't want to get too much, but just want to, lay the foundation out for this play. But anyways, though, for this clip, let me zoom in a little bit for y'all. One more time. But boom, right? For this clip, we have Kelley Jones down here at the bottom. He's going to have the middle field safety over here, right? But whenever we're in cover 3, and peep this tight end, though, right here, y'all, right? We have 2 threats, right? If in cover 3, if we have 2 and 2, right? Because running back's right here. If we have 2 and 2, and all 4 run verts, that's obviously going to stress the free safety, and corners sometimes have to help out the free safety by playing in between both, right? So if both of these go vertical, you have to play 2 yards on top of the number, right? That way you can get to the seam vertical, or if the quarterback throws it to the number 1 receiver on a fade ball, you can just speed turn and get chest to chest with the receiver, right? Zoom out though. So boom. On this one, I'll play full speed all the way through. The number 1 receiver is going to do a weird, 20-yard comeback, right? But go make a play on the ball regardless. But boom, right? Once again, real quick, don't want to yak too much, but shoulders parallel to the sideline, his butt to the sideline, right? Perfect. But boom. Number 1 receiver is going to sit down, and this safety or nickel, whatever it is, he has the curl flats, right? He's reading Marcel Reed's eyes and sees that he's staring this guy in the seam down, so that's why he's sort of playing that route anyways, and he's going to go chase it as well. But he should have this 20-yard comeback, right? But regardless, though, Kelley Jones, perfect. Whenever you are in cover 3 and you have 2 threats to your side, you want to be 2 yards on top of the number, right? That's assuming the ball in the middle of the field, right? Your divider is 2 yards on top of the number. That way you're able to play both, right? Or if he ran a fade ball, you can play in between both, right? But boom, he's going to sit down, and Kelley Jones is going to point and communicate. Whatever their language is, right? Either cut, sit, that you yell out loud, right? Boom. Communicate to him. He should be getting this, right? But Marcel Reed's staring him down. But regardless, so let me take it back. Boom. Crossover run. 2 yards on top of the numbers. Boom. He sees number 1 sit. Who's my next option to get to? Close the space to the guy running up the seam and go get it, right? Because in this case, say he does not go over to the guy up the seam, right? And say he stays right here. There is just no shot in hell, excuse my language, that he is going to be able to cover this, right? Even if he does get more vertical, it's just not really possible, right? But we want to make plays. We want to get paid. We want all the turnovers. That's our job, right? So let me play all the way through one more time. 2 threats to our side. 2 yards top of the numbers. Number 1 sits down. Attach yourself and close the distance to number 2 up the seam to help the middle of the field safety out. All right, y'all. So this is going to be the last clip for the Kelley Jones video. Let me know in the comments anything you guys notice, questions, reviews, or just simply what corner to do next, right? Just let me know in the comment section. But regardless, though, so this clip, I I can't really decide if this is like a scooch or an inch. It's definitely not a motor, right? Because he's playing 7 yards off. That's why I want to say a scooch into an inch. And obviously nothing's perfect, right? But I think that's the game plan, because whenever you're in scooch, especially in the goal line, you're going to have 1 foot up, right? He's trying to protect the inside because he doesn't have much room to go out, right? But also, quick note about divider rules. Ball is on the hash right here, right? That means our divider rule is on the bottom of the numbers. He's on top of the numbers, which is 2 yards outside, right? Obviously, when you get into the goal line and the red zone, primarily goal line, there is no more divider rules. You have to protect the inside for slants, right? There is no more worry about divider rules once you get into the goal line. But, obviously align yourself inside, but just remind yourself, okay, he's probably going outside, right? That's all I wanted to speak on. But regardless, play it full the way through. Sort of a scooch into an inch, boom, stay square, right? Like I said, though, I think it does a little bit of a scooch. It is basically a scooch, settle into an inch, right? And what I like is I'm pretty sure his eyes, obviously it's hard to tell, I'm pretty sure his eyes are still in his hips. That's why he's able to read this fake inside route, right? Boom. And his foot doesn't even, it almost crosses over, right? Obviously, want a perfect shuffle, but he was about to get into a run and caught himself, right? And this is just great job. And obviously, like I said, y'all, not to glaze, but he is 6'4", so it's going to be harder to control your body movements, right? But boom, catch yourself, right? And he's still square. This is still square. Boom, catch the receiver. The announcer and some of the fans was complaining about the holds right here. I mean, if we complain about that hold right there, that ball was not getting caught. I mean, that ball was thrown back here. But it's just great defense, though, right? Scooch, settle to an inch, stay sort of square, basically. He almost was going to get into run, but caught himself, though, right? Play one more time. And once again, with the divider rules, you always got to be inside on the goal line, but just remember that he has all this room to work outside of, right? But that's going to wrap it up for the Kelley Jones video. Right now in the work, I have Avion Terrell, then who the receiver is, Zeke Berry, and Jair, hopefully I pronounced that right, Hill from Michigan. But yeah, definitely going to get one of those 3 up soon and keep posting TikTok clips. The TikTok username is the same as YouTube. But yeah, that should be it. Hopefully everybody has a good week, though.